Hey, how's it going, everybody? Charlie Wilson here, aka Sinister Charlie. Welcome back. We got promotion points by Mike Burnfire. I can't get away from Mike Burnfire. You guys like watching it? I like watching it too. So here we are. Always looking for new content though. So if you've got any suggestions for videos, put them down below, and I will. If they're not too long, I'll react to them. Any half an hour or longer, that gets to be a bit much. Somebody was asking me to do some Count Dankula stuff, which I love Count Dankula. He does a really good job on his videos, but they're like a whole documentary sort of thing. They're really good, though. I highly suggest those, especially the Rooftop Korean one. The Japanese cult leader one was really good, too. I remember that one. That was a while ago. But yeah, anyway, we got Mike Burnfire, promotion points. So let's get into it. I... Promotion point. I mean, I only saw it as, I think, the worst I ever got. I got a promote, which is bad. I got a promote once when I was in E4 because I was in a bad place, honestly. Yeah, they did not want to promote me, and then then eventually, like the next couple of years, I got good supervisors, so I ended up getting an early promote at some point. Then I made E5. Made E5 by 1 point. It was great. And then I got out. I just wanted the money. Anyway, yeah, let's get into it. Promotion points. Let's go. I'm guessing that's what they're talking about.
Clegg? Yo, Clegg.
Which one of you is Clegg?
Who is Clegg? Are you Clegg?
You
Careful, buddy.
You Clegg?
Whoa. I just had the most amazing dream.
Don't share.
I got a medal from President Kimball himself.
What?
Wow.
That sounds great.
Actually,
and he'd do a real dick move about it too, where he'd leave the little dammits out of the back of it and just punch it in really hard.
I'm making fun of him, but when I got promoted to corporal, I teared up a little bit, so I can't
Ew,
say anything.
gross.
You do that when you got promoted to sergeant? Did you tear up a little bit?
No.
I never got promoted to sergeant. I was a specialist the whole time.
Well, when you got promoted to specialist, did you tear up?
No, not really, because I was just so dejected about life at that point. I was just
man.
like, whatever, let's just get this over with.
All of your hopes and dreams had been crushed.
I did
Yeah, I only wanted to make E5 because I was only in for another year and a half after that, or probably a year. I can't remember. But yeah, I just wanted the money. I think I was after that. I was in for a good year and a half after. I think I just wanted the money. Just give me the money.
tear up a little bit when I got promoted to PFC, but then when I got promoted from PFC to specialist, I was just like, this is just an automatic promotion, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, your promotion to specialist was automatic?
Promotion from E1 to E2 to
Yeah.
E3 and to E4 are all automatic.
Oh.
All of your
Yeah,
promotions.
Yeah, in the Navy, I don't know if they changed it, but I know in the Marines and in some other branches, you had to, like, to make E4, like, you had to go through a board or something. And same thing with, in the Navy, you didn't have to go to board until you were going up for E7 for chief. So, yeah, I made E5. I had to go through a class, but that was about a worthless class. But yeah, all the way up to E6, you didn't need to have any kind of special board. I know in like the Marines you do, but
From E1
we'll
to
find
E4 came after time and service, and that's it?
Yes.
yep. Well, time and
you don't
service
have
and
to
a
work for
test.
'em.
I will say E4 to E6, obviously. E4 and above, you have to take a test, but that's about it.
I understand that. I actually had to work for a corporal. That's not just time and service.
Oh, yeah, no.
A bunch of things got factored in for me. Military proficiency, all the studying I did. I actually had to work for a corporal.
If I had gotten promoted to sergeant, I probably would have been relatively pleased about that, but you have to get points to get promoted.
To sergeant?
Yes, to get promoted to sergeant. At the time, the amount of promotion
Oh,
points you
that's
needed
completely
was
different than what we
798.
had in
Is
the
that
Navy.
a lot?
The maximum is 800.
Oh.
Because apparently the Army had decided that they had too many 45 Bravo sergeants, and they
Okay.
didn't need any more. So they increased the amount of points you had to get in order to get promoted to sergeant. In order for
weird.
me to get 798 promotion points, I would have had to have taken 8 years of college, maxed out my PT test, scored perfectly on rifle
Oh, we didn't have to do any
qualification,
of that.
and pistol qualification, and machine gun qualification, and grenade qualification, Also, max out my PT test again. Basically, there was no way
Wow.
for me to get 798 promotion points unless I was in the military for 8 years.
If you changed your job from that MOS
Yeah, you could do
to a
that.
different MOS,
In the
would
Navy,
score be
you could do
lower,
that.
you could get to sergeant if you changed your job.
Yeah, but then I would have had to go back to a job school.
And you loved your job so much. Well,
And I actually enjoyed doing my job.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
I
basically, they couldn't.
I believe Zach when he says he really enjoyed doing his job. Yeah, a lot of people did that when I was getting out because I was a utilitiesman second class when I got out, and to make first class, it was like closing up real tight. So a lot of people were like cross rating, you know. I didn't care, obviously. I was like, there was a billet for Yokosuka, Japan, which I really was like, oh, you bastards, for an E5 to Yokosuka, which is like pretty much Tokyo. And I was like, I want to go to Tokyo so bad, but I really want to get out. So I got out. Probably I'd rather go there as a civilian anyway.
Couldn't promote me to sergeant.
Yes.
They just couldn't because I didn't have enough promotion points. They were like, there's no way we can promote you to sergeant, but we'll promote you to corporal instead. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't want something that is the exact same pay grade with no respect whatsoever.
you were already a specialist, and they were offering to promote you sideways. It's not an
Yes.
upgrade. It's just promote
It's
you
not an upgrade at all. I don't get paid anymore, and now I have twice the responsibilities because I'm in charge of a squad of idiots who, because they're pissed off at me because I made them stay late and help me do stuff,
Yeah.
they decided not to shave that morning, so I
Oh,
get in trouble.
you bastard.
I can't believe you didn't
So-
take them up on that offer.
Yeah, they tried to promote me several times. They also tried to send me to Warrior Leaders course.
I had to do
Which
something
the Warrior
like that.
Leaders course is something else that you could do to get more promotion points, and it's 2 months. It's like
Jesus.
going through basic training again.
No thanks.
fun.
Yeah, it's 2 months of living in very small barracks and having to march everywhere and not being able to drive your car and have to go to classes
That
and also
sucks.
go to your normal job because you can't go out of your normal job while you're in Warrior Leaders course. So they tried like 6 times to send me to Warrior Leaders course, and I said, no, I'm not going. And they said, well, we're going to give you a counseling if you don't go. And I said,
Fine.
fine, I'll fill it out. So I filled out the counseling and wrote, I'm not going to Warrior Leaders course. I already have to fix an entire battalion's worth of weapons. Do you really want me leaving for 2 months? And they
Yeah.
sent it to the battalion commander, and the battalion commander went, why are you trying to write him up? After the 4th time, I didn't fill out the counseling that they told me I had to fill out, and I just didn't go. Didn't go to Warrior Leaders course.
Okay.
One of the other people that was in my platoon that went to Warriors Leaders course, because his promotion points were at 95, he could get his
Yeah, I had a quick story. They made me go to squad leader field training exercise FTX. The last 6 months I was in, I had to go to squad leader FX or FTX. Now it's called FTX, but I was getting out and everybody knew I was getting out, and they still sent me to squad leader. So they wasted a bunch of money on me. And then like a couple months later, you had regular FTX. And it's like at that point I was like 4 months out. I was like, dude, why are you guys sending me to all this stuff? I'm not staying in. You're just wasting government money. Well, there you go. I guess that would make sense. It is the United States military. So anyway.
promotion points for farting. He went to the Warriors Leaders course, and they were doing roll, and they were like, Specialist Zach. Where the
What?
fuck is Specialist Zach? And he's like, he didn't show up.
They expected you to be there.
They expected me to be there, and I just didn't go. Somebody in my
Cool.
chain of command was like, Zach, why didn't you report to Warrior Leaders course? And I was like, because I had a bunch of guns to fix.
It's always your fallback excuse.
Yeah. It's,
That was literally always my fallback because I was the only small arms repairman. It's like if you got hired to work at a Jiffy Lube and then everybody that worked at the Jiffy Lube wasn't there anymore and you're the only person and they still expect you to go to your other job and work at Jiffy Lube. Well, I guess I'm only working at Jiffy Lube because I'm the only person here.
So did you end up getting promoted to sergeant?
No, I never got promoted to sergeant. Had an insult
wonder
to
why.
injury. A couple years after I got out of the military, I was teaching small arms repair in Virginia
cool.
to the military as a civilian.
that's a
Was
good
that
job.
a nicer gig?
Oh, it was so much better.
Yeah, that's a
Show
nice
up
job
for
to
work.
have.
Didn't have to stay late because somebody screwed up.
Did it make you feel better that you would wake up as a civilian, go to the military, look at all of these military personnel having the life sucked out of them,
Oh, man.
having to sit in a class taught by you, and then you would get to leave and go home?
Oh man, it was great.
It's a
And
good
as
paying
short
job too.
aside, I did tell everyone that came through my class, pray to God you don't get sent to Fort Polk, Louisiana.
You were warning
Pray
them.
to God. And then one week they came back, and one of them just had the most dejected look on his face. I said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "I'm getting sent to Fort Polk." And I was just like, "You are never going to re-enlist." He's like, "That's exactly what the sergeant said when he told me that I was getting sent to Fort Polk."
Nice.
I love how that's the thing that everybody says.
It's the most horrible place ever. Anyway, I was talking to one of the E4s about, don't worry about doing well on your PT test because you're never going to get promoted to sergeant.
No.
And he was like, "Yeah, I will." And I was like, "No, you won't. Promotion points are like 798 for that." And he was like, "No, I'm getting promoted to sergeant as soon as I leave from here because promotion points are like at 93.
Oh.
Did you think it was in a different job?
No, because after I got out of the
Yeah.
military,
That's usually what happens.
all of the small arms repairmen got out of the military because they couldn't get promoted
Yep.
to sergeant. The Army went, "Holy crap, we need E5 small arms repairmen. Reduce the promotion points down to 95 and get them up there." The Army is constantly doing this thing where they say, "We have too many E5s, make the promotion points maximum."
And you know what usually happens is that, you know, when you don't want to get promoted and you don't give a shit anymore, that's what happened to me after like 3 years. I was in E4. I was like, I don't really care anymore. It's like, I just want to leave. And then I get promoted to E5. And it's like, all right. I don't know why you guys. And it was like the easiest time of my life, that last 3 years. It was like after I made E5, I was like, I don't really get, like, you know, you don't get the E4 and below jobs, and you don't get the responsibility of an E6 or above. So you're like, just kind of in the middle. And you're like, yeah, all right, I'll do what they tell me at the very minimum, but I'm not going above and beyond. I'm not trying to get promoted to anything. And it's cool because all the other people who try to stab you in the back because they want to get promoted over you, they see you as like, they're like, oh, well, he's getting out, so who cares? We're not going to mess with him. It's pretty much how it goes. Yeah, it's a fun time.
All the E5s get out, and then the Army goes, "We don't have any E5 small arms repairmen. Just drop the promotion points down to 0. If one of them farts in formation, make him an E5.
Cool.
Do you think you could have gotten a sergeant if that were the case? If the promotion points were
Oh,
at 98?
easily.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You never considered yourself to be an exemplary soldier, though.
No, but at least then I may have gotten some respect from other NCOs when they came down to get their weapons fixed. Instead of them looking at me and going, "He's a specialist. He doesn't know anything." Then maybe I would have had some NCOs go, "Oh, you're also an NCO. I got your back, bro. Let me help you fix these guns."
Well, in the Marine Corps, E4s were NCOs too, so if
Yeah.
you had joined the Marine Corps, you might
Yeah,
have
if
gotten a little
you're
more respect, too.
E4 in the Navy,
Yeah, but
it's
if I joined
also
the Marine
an
Corps, I
NCO.
would have been a 2111.
And?
And I would have had to fix SMAWs. Marines get cooler stuff. I should have went to the Marines.
Yeah, I figure you should join the Marine Corps because you got to go big or go home, right?
No, I joined the Army because my grandpa was in the Army.
Well, so was mine, but I'm better than my grandpa.
He was in World War II then. I was the greatest generation.
Yes.
I'm better than my grandpa.
We're so far off topic now. I don't know where you're going to put that audio.
I'll just have that entire long story while we're staring at Corporal Clegg.
Yeah.
Cut all of this out. This is all pointless.
Corporal Clegg, I wanted to talk to you, maybe learn what your point of view was, but I'm so tired now, I need to go take a nap. We'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, there you go. That was fun, man. Yeah, my advice, if you're in the military right now and you want to make a rank, just stop giving a shit. Worked for me. All right, so yeah, please like and subscribe, and if you have any videos you want to suggest, put them down below. I do respond to comments, and I will see them. So, you know, if you want to suggest something, it doesn't necessarily have to do with the military, but if it does, then yeah, just feed me. All right, yeah, bye.